Resource officer shows us the power of a single voice.
A devastating diagnosis in 2020 now keeps him bedridden, but even from the hospital, with the help of a faithful friend.
He is inspiring hope while seeking a miracle treatment.
If you've ever wondered what compassion looks like, peek inside hospital room 6113, where nurse Jessica Schiffner watches over her patient.
He is actually not able to eat or speak at this time, but he's a fighter, so it doesn't stop us, does it?
The man in her care is unable to move, but he can still hear her. His eyes still see, and they still cry. Tacoma Letsum was in his 40s, a career in law enforcement, an assistant basketball coach and school resource officer at Spring Valley High School. What began as stubborn pain in his left leg progressed through his body. The diagnosis hit with devastating weight. 3 letters: ALS.
I would endure.
While the slow crush of the disease wrenched speech and movement away, he communicates with the outside world through this computer, a device that miraculously translates his eye movements into words.
I aim to get better.
Though he is immobilized in a hospital bed, those words are inspiring in a way that leaves others speechless.
No other choice than to inspire.
One person he's likely impacted most, the nurse who watches him fight every day.
He has changed my life. He absolutely has. I always say he is the strongest man I have ever met. He could be having the worst day ever, and he's going to find a way to make you smile, laugh, and even make this hard Capricorn cry, right?
Tacoma also fights as a father, showing his son what true strength looks like.
Daddy never quit, no matter what.
The life expectancy after a diagnosis of ALS is typically 2 to 5 years. Tacoma is in year 4. He needs a ventilator to keep breathing. But as long as he's breathing, he still has the one thing that few people can do without: hope.
Not going to break me that easy.
To extend his life and possibly reverse some of the damage ALS has exacted, Tacoma says what he really needs is stem cell therapy. While using stem cells to treat ALS is in the early stages, it holds promise until he raises the funds from his hospital bed to throw a punch against the slow and silent disease. Hearing his voice through the monitor, one thing becomes abundantly clear. While those 3 letters, ALS, have taken so much, they cannot take his heart, they cannot take his soul, and they cannot touch his faith.
God is not dead.
That reality seen in the healing hands of a faithful friend.
I am truly blessed.
He can't get rid of me now.
Team. Us.
That's right.
And Tacoma has set up a GoFundMe to raise money for his stem cell therapy. He's about $3,000 into a $20,000 goal. You can head to WISTV.com. You can click on the story for a link to donate. And I will say, just an incredible bond between those two.
Yes.
And the spirit in that room is unlike anything I think I've ever seen.
Well, you know, you told me about the story the day that you shot it and
Yeah.
how his strength impressed you. And I think about the example he's setting for his little boy about strength and perseverance and hope and faith. Absolutely incredible.
It is. In the midst of suffering, still hope.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.